Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, as I always say, friends, eventually reality's gonna set in. You can live in your little fairy tale as long as you want. Eventually it's going to backfire. Eventually people are gonna wake up. And with saying that, it seems like the honeymoon phase is over. Joe Biden, Karine Jean-Pierre, this administration in general, and all their spokespeople, all being perceived as darlings in the media. Oh, how great, how incredible they are, how transparent they are. Jen Psaki was supposedly the greatest press secretary in American history. Chris Wallace from CNN literally said that, as well as many others. And they tried saying the exact same thing about this Karine Jean-Pierre replacement, but you can only push delusion, lies, and propaganda for so long. Regardless of what they say, everyone knows the truth. Everybody knows that Karine Jean-Pierre is an unmitigated disaster, just like her boss Sleepy Joe. It just took a little while for them to finally admit it. They were trying to paint this peachy picture of just how qualified for the job, just how historic it was. Somebody like her, somebody of her identity group, a black gay woman, rose through the ranks and found herself in that position. But of course, as we know, she didn't rise anywhere. She was picked purely because of those identity check marks, checking all the diversity quotas. And the media is now forced to admit, just as we've been saying since she took over, that she is a complete failure. And that is exactly what the mainstream media, what the press corps, the White House press corps, is now saying. The left-wing legacy media continues to turn on this administration, and it's just a beautiful thing to watch. Let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, take a look at this right over here from the Blaze Media. White House reporters slam Karine Jean-Pierre for stonewalling over Biden classified docs. Quote, painful waste of time. Reporters are growing increasingly frustrated with the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, for not providing answers to critical questions about President Joe Biden's retention of classified documents. Well, now all of a sudden, corporate news, White House journalists are frustrated that Karine Jean-Pierre isn't answering questions. It's been a freaking year of I don't have anything on that.
I just don't have anything. I don't have anything. We don't have anything. I just don't have anything. Don't have anything. So I don't have anything. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. I don't have anything.
What are they saying? More than half a dozen White House reporters spoke with CNN reporter Oliver Darcy about their frustrations with Jean-Pierre's stonewalling. Speaking behind anonymity, the reporters did not hold back. Quote, she is arguably the least effective White House press secretary of the television era, one reporter said. It's just a painful waste of time, another reporter said. You just get the feeling that you're wasting your time in whatever is in front of her. In the binder is all she is going to say, no matter how many times you ask the question. There is the expectation that when you say something, it's going to be true. That's the biggest credibility hit for her. It's answering a question in a way that ends up not being true, another reporter said. You know, these journalists, I find, are being way too nice. What they could have said, which I think would resonate with most people, is that Karine Jean-Pierre is full of you-know-what. You know, I always say it, and it's not to be facetious, it's not an exaggeration. I don't think I've ever seen someone as dishonest as her. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jen Psaki was bad, but at least Jen Psaki tried. Karine Jean-Pierre doesn't try. I frankly think she doesn't even have the ability to try, and I mean that from a level of basic capability, intellectual capacity. I think she freezes. I think she isn't able to make things up as she goes. She has no level of creativity in the way that she answers questions, and so she breaks down and just refuses to answer. You know, here's a very viral moment, a great moment, from a press briefing around a week ago, where Peter Doocy challenged her on GarageGate.
Thank you, Karine. Another one on GarageGate. What is the White House trying to hide?
Nothing.
Someone gave the president a statement to read on Tuesday that was incomplete at best, misleading at worst. Who?
So I have read out the president's statement. I read it out yesterday and what he said. He said that he respects or he takes classified information and documents very seriously. That's what he said. He said that he did not know that the records were there. He does not know what's in them. He said that. You heard from him directly on this. And his team has been cooperating fully.
When will the White House release a log of visitors to the Wilmington house?
You know, Peter, you've asked this question, or your colleagues have asked this question before. Let's not forget what we did here in this White House. We instituted something that the last administration got rid of, which is putting out the White House, making sure that there was a White House log, extensive White House log, so the American people got to see.
House where there is potentially unsecured, classified material.
Again, I am telling you, we did something that the last administration got rid of, which is instituting the White House logs. Did you ask the last administration why they got rid of the White House logs?
Peter Doocy brings the question to GarageGate. She doesn't really answer any of his questions honestly, and then immediately tries to pivot, goes to the next reporter, and then this happened.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Well, did Fox did? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We have the records from the Delaware residents.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was calling the gentleman who wanted to ask a question that was not related to this. Go ahead.
She picks out a reporter. He then asks her another question, a follow-up question about the visitor logs at Joe Biden's home in Delaware, where classified documents were found, and instantly she aborts mission, and says, actually, I didn't mean to call on you. I meant to call on the other guy, literally anybody who's not going to ask me about GarageGate. She then even says that out loud, says the quiet part out loud. She is a complete unmitigated disaster, as I keep saying. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic. I've never seen anything like it. And even White House reporters are claiming that she is arguably the least effective White House press secretary of the television era. It's sad. And even beyond that, what it really is insulting. It's insulting to the American people, to the basic viewer, to people who want answers on whatever's the current happening. Moments like these are the most insulting.
Again, that's nothing new. He has said that before. But again, I'm not going to parse the words of the president.
Karine Jean-Pierre, whose job it is to speak on Joe Biden's behalf, she is his spokeswoman, says that she is not going to get into or parse the words of the president. That is literally your job. You can never get a straight answer from her, and every single day or every single week, as a story like GarageGate continues to unfold, it's just a never-ending repeating cycle of accountability avoidance strategies. I mean, every single time we get a timeline of exactly that, avoidance accountability. It started off, well, Joe Biden didn't know. The investigation is complete. It came out of nowhere. Then it moves to Joe Biden takes classified information very seriously, and the moment he knew, he was working with authorities. Then we find out that they knew about these documents since before the November midterm election. I mean, Joe Biden obviously knew about them since he was vice president, or since the end of his vice presidential term. And then, of course, the latest strategy, not necessarily denying anything, just claiming that they have no regrets.
What does the president mean when he said no regrets? Because he's also said he takes very seriously the handling of classified documents. So I'm unclear what he means about no regrets.
So I'm not going to get into specifics, or I'm not going to go beyond what the president has said, but I will reiterate from here that and basically what he said to all of you many times at this point, that he does indeed take classified information and seriously. He does indeed take classified documents seriously. I'm just not going to go beyond that. I would refer you to the White House counsel's office for any specifics on the president's comments or how the process is moving forward.
Joe Biden's pushing the same talking point.
I think you're going to find there's nothing there. I have no regrets. I'm following what the lawyers have told me they want me to do. It's exactly what we're doing. There's no there. Thank you.
Possibly compromising American national security and possibly violating the Espionage Act. Not a big deal. They have no regrets. They have no respect for you. They have no respect for the truth. They have no respect for the law. They have no respect in general, and that's why they continue to lie and lie and lie to avoid their basic responsibility of transparency. By the way, a standard, I might add, that they set themselves. They say one thing and do another, and they just don't care. And look, honestly, I don't blame them. You don't really need to care if nobody's gonna really hold you accountable. If the media is gonna prop you up, if everyone's gonna lie on your behalf and refuse to hold you accountable, well then, it's only partially your fault. Your behavior is being enabled. And this is exactly why the current media situation and landscape has to change. Because these Democrats would have been done a long time ago had the media just done their job and treated both sides fairly. Problem really isn't the Democrats, it's the whole machine. The machine that enables them. They're lying, manipulative addicts. They're addicted to lying, propaganda, and power. And the media is the overly sensitive mother that enables all of the bad behavior and continues to subsidize it all. However, one thing I am noticing is that finally, at least a little bit, the media is starting to pull back a little bit in their endless enabling of Biden lies. After all this time, they're finally getting a little bit frustrated, and that little bit is probably more than we could ask for, honestly. It's better than normal, it's better than nothing. I really think they're getting ready to dump this guy. I think Joe Biden's on his last leg. I also really wouldn't be surprised if Karine Jean-Pierre stepped down from her position in the next couple of weeks. I mean, for Pete's sakes, the human body and mind can only take so much. So much embarrassment, so much of a beating, until it's no longer sustainable. I mean, unless it's some sort of masochist fetish, I don't see how any human being could sustain this any longer. The media is turning on the Biden regime and turning hard. Hopefully it continues because the Democrats, without their precious media, are done. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna get out of here, a little bit more work to do on the day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.